Hey, 19710 here. Just letting you guys know that I'm still around. Also, Dead Hands Entertainment has yet to come up with a video. We have had some complications with scheduling. But it will happen eventually, and we'll put up a video. I don't have an exact date, but hang in there, okay? Please enjoy the following. Hello, I'm going to read a Butler Yaoi fanfiction for you guys tonight. For some this may be a bedtime story, for others this may be a creepypasta. So, here we go. New story, oh my fucking god, this world is crazy. Oh, that's not the story. Let's move down just a bit. His butler, supremely seductive. Ciel woke up at the sound of his butler's smooth, velvety voice. Butler, it is time to awaken, Sebastian said, gently resting his hand on his shoulder. 10 more minutes, Ciel grumbled, rolling away from Sebastian. Just 10 more. 10 more minutes. Sebastian sighed. His boxer had become so tired recently for some reason. Young master, I do require you to waken. We have a meeting with the yard later, and it's best that you do not appear tired. Sebastian cut himself short, noticing that the Jarl had fallen back into a slumber. Sebastian sighed. He would have to take desperate measures to wake up the young master, as he slept like a log. It was time for the master plan. The master plan never failed to wake up his Bakchan. Never. Ever so slowly, Sebastian leaned over Ciel's sleeping figure, putting his lips so close to his ear. Oh god. Using his soft, seductive voice, Sebastian whispered the 4 words that would, oh god, wake him up no matter what the circumstances. The 4 words that were only used in dire emergencies. Bakchan, Lizzie is here. Oh, I see what they did there. That got me all excited for nothing. Quicker than lightning, Ciel snapped out of his ever-so-deep slumber and went so quickly that he fell out of his bed. Lizzie, he shouted on the floor, flustering about in his sheets. I told you time and again, don't see me so early in the morning. It's rude. I see you are awake, chuckled Sebastian, a huge smirk, almost too big for his face, plastered on his mouth. It took Ciel a few seconds to register what had happened, so he lay on the floor dumbfounded. When it finally clicked on him, he blushed furiously. Sebastian, I told you only use that in emergencies, Ciel shouted again, fully embarrassed at the fact that he had completely entwined himself in his silken sheets and was unable to get out. A light chuckle escaped Sebastian when he realized the unfortunate position Ciel had managed to get himself into. Oh, Jesus, here we go. My, he smirked, trying to keep from laughing. It seems as though young master has become bound up tight in his bedsheets, correct? Sebastian noted as he saw Ciel struggling to be free of his imprisonment. Holy shit. Like a helpless lamb bound for the slaughter, he cooed. Just what are you getting at, you perverted butler? Ciel retorted, embarrassed. Oh, nothing, said Sebastian. But we really should get you out of those bedsheets, don't you agree? I suppose so, Ciel said, still ashamed at the thought of him doing something so silly. Now then, Sebastian murmured, bending down to examine the tangled-up red-faced Earl in a blanket. Your thrashings and frantic strugglings have gotten you in a very firmly stuck in these sheets. My lord, I wonder if I shall remove you from them. I don't much care how, just get me out, said Ciel impatiently. Bad wording, Sebastian decided with a smirk. You would likely regret those words later. Sebastian knelt down and saw that the position of Ciel had himself, and it was quite adorable. Arms and ankles bound by the silken sheets. What? How the fuck does that happen? Arms and ankles bound by silken sheets, smooth skin peeking out from underneath, face flushed a dark, timid shade of pink, deep midnight blue eye pairing with beautiful glowing violet eye. His hair was ruffled from sleep, his common bedhead, and he was dressed in his usual nightshirt with nothing underneath. Oh yeah, here we go. All that, along with the fact that Ciel was restrained greatly from moving, and it really did make him a lamb for slaughter. And if Ciel was the lamb, Sebastian was the wolf. Oh, okay. Well, there's chapter 1 of that, if you want to stick around. I will read the rest of this. His Butler, Supremely Seductive, Chapter 2. Sebastian slid his hand down his young master's delicately made body, smoking even wider when he saw Ciel's blush deepen at his touch. Who knew that some mere struggling could make this kind of knot, Sebastian said, examining the entangled mesh of the sheets around Ciel's legs. Now then, let's look at this here, Bak-chan. May I lift your leg to get a better view of this? Ciel looked away. I don't care. Sebastian licked his lips. Ugh. What the fuck? And lifted his leg into the air, eyes glowing with lust at the long nightshirt he had started slipping down. Sebastian! Ciel exclaimed, his face now cherry red. Stop! My shirt is... Ah! Ciel let out a shuddering gasp as he felt Sebastian's slender fingers move up his shirt. Whatever is the matter, Bak-chan? Sebastian said, smirking. I'm only getting out a knot that is wrapped around your arms. Sebastian's hand slid up around his back, working his way up his chest. Sebastian, stop, you crazy perverted... Ciel froze when his butler's hand brushed his hardening nipple. That doesn't happen to men. Men's nipples don't harden when they become aroused. Ciel said as the shudder racked his body. Sebastian said, retrieving his hand from Ciel's shirt. I think I shall undo your legs first, young master. Suddenly, Sebastian started to spread open Ciel's legs, knowing full well he wasn't wearing anything underneath. What the... Stop! Ciel shouted, his body temperature rising rapidly as he forcefully closed his legs. No, young master. I'm going to free your legs, and that's that, thought Sebastian as he used his demon strength to force open his legs, revealing Ciel's hard member. You'd think that they would use a better word than member when Ciel struggled and writhed on the bed, beginning to tremble as Sebastian's fingers sneaked up his legs, heading for the middle of his thighs. No, what are you doing? Ciel gasped, starting to get wet. Men don't get wet. I believe the master's orders were to, I quote, get me out, and I don't care how. So I will get you out of here my way. How does this relate to getting me out in any way whatsoever? Ciel shouted angrily, painfully aware that he was utterly defenseless to whatever Sebastian wished to do upon him. Oh, Bak-chan. I keep hearing you say how much you dislike this. You let out a devilish grin. Fortunately, though, your body does not lie. Ciel threw his head and moaned, trembling as... I have a reverse boner. Ciel threw his head back and moaned, trembling as Sebastian's head ducked low and his manhood was enveloped. Manhood? Yeah, that's a good word. Yes. Manhood, the thing I'm losing right now. And his manhood was enveloped inside his experienced mouth. Wait. Oh. Okay. He tried to push him away, but his hands were tied behind his head. Surrounded in pleasure, Ciel moaned again and began jerking his hips into Sebastian's mouth. Noticing this, Ciel tried to stop, but it was hard to control. It's okay, Buckshad, Sebastian purred. You may move your hips. Well, why would... Yeah. How do you pronounce that? Want to do that? Ciel tried answering, but it was difficult. What a lovely Buckshad's body is all mine this morning, and it tastes so good, too. Ew. His Butler, Supremely Seductive, Chapter 3. Ciel felt hot and tense all over. Sebastian gently but firmly rubbed and pinched his nipples, and could not contain his shudders of pleasure as Sebastian licked all over his body, concentrating especially on his sensitive places. Time to test him, Sebastian thought, and started thinking about how to make Ciel his cute little toy for the night when it hit him. The ultimate way to make Ciel succumb to him. No human could possibly resist such an intense teasing. It was perfect. Smirking a smirk as wide as ever, its deep crimson eyes gleamed with lust once more. Back to Ciel. As Sebastian licked and fondled his caressed body, Ciel noticed that the demon stopped for a moment, seeming to be in thought. Sebastian looked down at him, thinking, and Ciel once again felt the surge of vulnerability when he remembered his hands were tied and bound as he was naked sprawled upon the floor, and he felt himself regain a deep shade of red. Suddenly he saw Sebastian smirk widely. For a moment, his eyes flared with an intense emotion that he couldn't read. Then, interrupting Ciel's train of thoughts, Sebastian slowly, teasingly lowered himself closer to Ciel, and Ciel could almost feel his body heat with rapid ash. God damn it. And Ciel could almost feel his body heat radiating into him. Sebastian, you're too close, he tried to say confidently, but instead his voice came out as a soft, frightened whisper. Am I, Marchand? Sebastian replied, licking his lips before he gave a passionate kiss. Ciel's eyes widened when Sebastian's misspelled tongue, slipped into his mouth, and they played a wonderful game of catch me if you can in the rounds. The kiss got deeper and more involved, and Ciel, taken aback by the intensity of it, pulled away, and a trail of saliva connected the two. As soon as Ciel had caught his breath again, Sebastian grinned deviously and bit his neck. Ciel moaned with pleasure and writhed on the floor. After giving him a love mark, Sebastian used a skilled, flexible tongue and licked up and down his neck. The test had begun. After a few sweet kisses on the neck, Sebastian went lower and licked his chest upward in strokes. finding Ciel's hard nipples. That's gonna be a reoccurring theme, I take it. Hard nipples. Well, okay. He got lower and, circling the nub, teasing the tip, Sebastian gave Ciel a huge amounts of pleasure, and Ciel began moaning and rocking his hips to Sebastian, lapping him up. Ew. Sebastian went even lower and licked down Ciel's chest in small circles, going lower and lower, lower and lower, and lower and lower. God damn it! Then he reached the bottom of his waist, just above Ciel's throbbing member. Sebastian licked all around Ciel's cock. All the other ones were euphemisms. What the fuck is this? I just went straight for it for this one. Okay. Caressing with his tongue everywhere but his main pleasure spot. Ciel moaned and twitched uncontrollably, his body begging him to go on. But Sebastian was merciless. He ignored the desperate plea of Ciel's body and worked his way back up to the Earl, licking his smooth skin over and over until he got to the top once more and slowly moving back down again, repeating the merciless cycle once more. Sebastian, Ciel moaned in distress. Please, Sebastian. Oh, Bakshan, Sebastian murmured teasingly. Let's see how long you can last until you are screaming my name to satisfy you. And once more the cruel cycle was repeated, every time denying Ciel's pleas of distress, every time coming so close to pleasure that he could almost feel it, every time those beautiful glossy lips, seducing tongue, dumbass, coming so close to his member that it drove him insane. Now Ciel was nearly thrashing every time Sebastian got close to his pleasure point, crying out in desperation to fulfill his needs, to quench his fierce urges toward Sebastian. And so finally, on the 32nd time of going down, Ciel couldn't take it anymore. Sebastian! He screamed, ripping his arms free of the silk sheets, thrusting his hips up while shoving Sebastian's head onto his cock. Right. Sebastian grinned, a delicious, mischievous grin, and gave Ciel what he wanted. Except he pulled his mouth away from his cock, and instead thrust his huge member inside him. Ew. Okay. Right. Sebastian! Ciel shouted as his body was ravaged by the lustful demon. Yes, my lord, Sebastian said, his voice smooth as silk and as dark and alluring as velvet. Give me what I desire, Ciel screamed with intense passion in his voice. As you wish, Sebastian purred soothingly. Sebastian thrust into Ciel, harder and harder. He felt it. He felt so good inside, hot and tight, wonderful to his cock. That was ravishing inside him. As Sebastian pounded it into him, he used one of his hands to bathe Ciel's manhood, applying pressure while squeezing, rubbing, and stroking. Your pleasure spot, Sebastian murmured. I'm hitting an hard. Ciel couldn't make room for words to come out of his lips, as his mouth was occupied with moans and cries of pleasure. This is like the gay version of, it's like the gay version of 50 Shades of Grey. Oh, Buckshot, please, Sebastian said, licking his lips. Call my name again, that wonderful name you gave me. Okay. Ciel screeched as he came. Gross. Ciel, Sebastian whispered into his ear, using a seductive tone of voice. Almost as if on cue, they both came, splattering on the floor with their love juice. Why did they choose that? If you have any suggestions for me to read more of these things, please feel free to tell me. Leave a comment in the video, however you feel like doing it. And yeah, you might see me doing this more often. Anyway, thank you for watching.